In this episode, we finished the front suspension. So we modified the hubs. I've done a lot of measuring and figured that that needs to sit roughly in that position. The angle that I want on the kingpin inclination angle, or the KPI, I want that at about 15 degrees because go-kart. And then I'm just going to line up the steering rack with the mount on the front, because where else would I put it? So that's lined up pretty well there. I'll just put a clamp on it to hold it for now. What we have is these comically large ball joints for the project. So what we're going to do, yeah, that leaves me with a different problem now. This is not enough space to make a useful control arm. Yeah. I need to come up with another cunning plan. So I might just solid mount these. Build a solid frame out, same at the bottom, and then diagonal bar down to support it, so it looks like suspension. It'll have the right angle on it, solve some issues, form some others. So I think that might be what's going to happen, but it means I've got to go find some more bolts and stuff. So what we're going to do now, push the hubs aside again and finish off the center console, I think. Okay, so give up on the steering again. We're going to make a plate to go on the top of here, and then some brackets, mounting point for the coil, the starter relay, and we'll also have to make a bracket to go up on the column for the tacho. I've taken a notch out of the corner, so I'll then fold the two sides down. Fold lines. Beautiful. Well, I've tweaked it a little bit. I took a little bit of the bend out of there because that's not 90, so, and I chopped a little piece out of the side. Fits in there fairly neatly now, so I'll tack him into place, weld him out. wiring loom. The relay for the starter motor, I'm thinking about there somewhere. The coil, I was thinking about putting it straight on the top. The CDI unit for the spark, probably just up. That'll be mounted side by side, up on the inside. Yeah, wiring's a great fun job, isn't it? The ignition switch, I was thinking about putting it down low on the console, but now I'm thinking I need to find a different switch, because this is basically just on off, and then has to use a push button for the starter. So I'm going to go see if I can find another ignition switch that'll be accessories on and then starter. Now, the other thing is, I bought a plug kit. Now this is just the standard plugs that match up with all this wiring loom, so I can make the rest of the loom to suit. So I can join this loom in with everything else I'm doing for the fuel pump and everything else I'm doing to it. Can't really tell you everything, can I? Good one to watch all that if you know what's going to happen. So I'm going to drill some holes in the top. These will just have some tabs that'll be welded onto the inside of there, and yeah, we've got to find somewhere for a battery as well. That'll work. Now on the bottom it's got two little locating pins as well, so I've got to drill 3 holes for this. I've just got to get a little nut to go on the bottom of that, and that's right then. The loom is a mess, but I don't really want to just unplug anything, because most of it is not colour coordinated. We've got a green and a red that goes into yellow to an extent, but yeah, we've got a yellow wire that turns into a black with a white trace, and yeah, green into blue or red into brown. Yeah, so that's why I'm not unplugging anything. When I get to the final assembly, I will do something to neaten it up. But for now, no, not even going there. So here we'll mount in there, and then this one will mount up there. Something like that. So I'll just tack weld these 2 metal brackets onto that panel. mounts are done. I only need a tack weld, they're not really holding much. Alright. Next part of the wiring is the ignition off, accessories on, start. I'm going to mount him up through there, I think. Out of the way, keep things neat. So I'm just going to put I've checked the steering column won't interfere up there, so that's a bonus. What we need is a hole right about there. So that hole is now 16. Now I can't just take it all the way out to 18 because I want the flat spot on each side of the ignition so that it doesn't rotate. So basically I want the flat spots up and down. So die grinder time. It doesn't break it, so it's exactly what we needed. Like that. Key in the hole. Cool. Sorted. I actually clean up between every video. Got a messed up thread on the coil, apparently. That's not the issue though. I don't remember where I bought this from, but it was years ago. Basically just check to see which thread works. Use that one. And it goes all the way on there. I brought this little taco because I thought it'd be cool, so we're gonna make a mount for him to go up on top there, so he will just move with the steering wheel. So I'm gonna make a bracket welded onto here that this will bolt onto. Done. Using a drill bit that's a couple of sizes up, just puts a nice bevel on the edges and deburrs everything. Just gives it a much nicer finish. So I put a mark on there where the bonnet lines up with, so we want to go just above that. And we want to go on the top edge. So the square's got a bubble in it. If I get the bubble sitting right, and slide it up and down, it gives me a very faint mark of where the centre is. So I've got my centre line there, got the centre line on there, line the two up and tack it on. So I'll tack that into place, make sure that my taco is going to fit. Also put the bonnet back over, make sure that's going to clear the bonnet when the steering wheel comes up, because that would make things really annoying if it didn't work. Alright, so I'm putting the earth clamp directly onto this piece because I don't want to earth it out through the bolts and the pivot points. My piece, line him up where I think he needs to go. So just a single tack weld at the moment. Oh yeah, that's all clear, so that's what I'm after there. Alright, I'll put the earth clamp back on and weld him up. Alright, that is sorted. Okay, the front suspension didn't quite work. I'm going to try something different to what I originally had planned. I'm just going to put a big bolt through, make some solid A-arms that are welded to the chassis, part of the chassis, and just have a solid mount, but still use this hub because I spent money on it. I want to use it. So we've moved on. We've got all the electricals mounted where they need to be. I'm happy with them. So I've got a battery that's going to fit down in here. I kind of borrowed it out of wife's motorbike, but she doesn't know that yet. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this section's come together. So we'll leave it there for now, and as always, customize everything. And the camera's even still recording. Bonus.